So hi everyone, and welcome to our webinar on smart forms. This is part two. If you missed part one, no worries. You can dive right in and watch part one later if you'd like. Last time we talked about all the ways that you can build and customize forms within the August platform. And we walked through the different automation and personalization options. Today we're going to be focusing on how smart forms can help drive family engagement. So I'm Victoria, and I'll walk you through some of the specific features that make it easy for schools to engage with families. And then Nathan will take you all into the platform and show you how everything works. So feel free to ask questions in the chat throughout, and then we'll also have a Q&A at the end. Awesome. All right, so August is all about enhancing student support at every step. Our platform helps a lot of different teams, but we like to think of these as the three main aspects of the platform. So documentation and form management, insight, compliance, and monitoring, and communication and engagement. So today we'll be focusing mostly on the form management and the communication and engagement pieces. Awesome. So when we built smart forms, our goal was to make things simpler for both parents and schools. We noticed that the forms process was often clunky and parents would get frustrated with the software and take it out on the school. So we thought, let's build something that removes that frustration and makes the process super clean and intuitive. Families are used to having really great UI in their online banking and their shopping, so they expect that same quality from schools too. And so August provides that intuitive and tailored experience that parents have come to expect without compromising on security or data privacy. So we want to make it as easy for schools and for parents so that families submit the info you need in a timely and complete fashion. Awesome. So let's start with how smart forms make things easy for parents. We've designed a form experience that allows parents to access the portal using a magic link and a birthday verification. It doesn't require a password or app download, which we've seen are often barriers to getting things submitted. The form experience is super easy to navigate, which you'll see in a bit when Nathan walks you through it. Things like having e-signatures embedded inside the form makes it so much easier for families. Schools can set up text reminders, making it easy for parents to stay on top of form submissions and helps give a little nudge when you're a week out of the deadline. We've heard from our schools that families love the texting features. I mean, when you've got 900 unread emails, a text is much more likely to get through. And then another helpful thing about smart forms is that the form requests from every department in your school can all be consolidated into one place, giving parents a one-stop experience for everything they need to submit. It makes it less confusing and allows parents to get all of their forms done all at once. The best part is that if families have any questions, we have live chat support with our team ready to help. Awesome. So now let's talk about how smart forms simplify things for schools. So with one click, you can follow up on form submissions within the context of the question. So for example, if Millie's parents submitted this form about her medication, but the dosage is different from what the school nurse has on file, she can send a follow-up to Millie's parents confirming the dose change. The parents will receive the follow-up within the context of the question, so they know exactly what the follow-up is about, no need for a bunch of back and forth. And then global filters allow you to isolate certain groups of students and makes for a much quicker form approval process. And so no matter which SIS you use or how you have it configured, our engineers and implementation teams have become experts in getting your data into August, whether it's specific emergency contact configurations or custom tags, we can make it work. Awesome. And then lastly, but most importantly, we take security and data privacy incredibly seriously at August. The family portal where parents submit forms uses a really clean single sign-on and birthday verification process to ensure secure access. The file uploads and downloads within smart forms make sure that everything is being stored and shared safely. And then lastly, form requests in August are role-based, which means that only the people who need access to specific information will get access to that specific information. If the counseling team requests that a family submits a neuropsych evaluation, for example, only the counseling team will be able to see that file. Role-based permissions like this are super important both for schools to maintain FERPA compliance and for school counselors and nurses to protect their licenses. We recently received our SOC 2 certification, which was very exciting and validated how hard the team has worked to make sure that August is held to the highest standard of security and data privacy. Awesome. So now I'll hand it over to Nathan, who will walk through what this all looks like in the platform.
Perfect. Thanks. Thank you, Victoria. And I'll go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, folks, so today we're going to show you the parent experience and the practitioner experience as parents are entering the portal, as they're filling out all of their forms that you require. All of that is customizable and configurable by you. You can build any form that you like. You can build different packets of forms for different types of students and so forth. So I'm going to do one particular use case today of one of the students to show you their enrollment experience for their parents. And then I'm going to show you how, again, I think Victoria already explained, if there's a question that a practitioner has or any staff member has that's reviewing forms about a specific line in a specific form, they can send a message right in that enrollment experience to that parent. Parent would then get an email where they'd be able to go directly to that question to clarify anything that the school needs. First and foremost, I'm going to show you what a magic link looks like. So I'm going to go in here and send myself a magic link to my email address. This is what parents would receive when you've asked them to go in and access the portal to start filling out their information. So here's my email and here's my magic link. This would be a school logo here. And then the code can either be copied and pasted into the URL that's specific to the school, or they can simply just click on this particular code right here, and it takes them into that portal enrollment experience where they are immediately authenticated and they can get started filling out all of their paperwork. What they'll see here is a request icon here, and when they click into it, they'll be able to see not only their past enrollments, any ad hoc form requests that have happened through the course of the year, permission slips, specific packets for overseas trips and so forth, and then their main enrollment packet for the current year that they simply click in, and now they can start to get to work submitting all of their information. You'll notice a couple of things here. We're always calling out due dates. We always let them know where they are in the process toward completion. We have green check boxes that would indicate that they have completed certain items. They've been reviewed and accepted. And then they can come in and out of the portal as they see fit. They don't have to create all the information in the forms in one shot. They can leave and come back as they have additional time. One kind of really interesting, we want to be really focused on a clean and smooth, effortless parent experience. So one of the things we do that we alluded to in past webinars is our conditional formatting. So like, for example, if I have a condition that I want to fill out in a form for a parent, I can go in and I can indicate my conditions. And if I indicate certain conditions that require an action plan, I can go in and indicate that. And then what the system automatically does is it will add an action plan step to my enrollment packet automatically. What this facilitates is just a very specific form packet experience for parents. If I don't have a child with diabetes, I'm not going to see the action plan. But if I do, that's automatically going to be visible to me. So it's very specific and custom tailored toward parents. So if I click into my diabetes action plan, now you can see that I've got, this is an action plan. Maybe this has to be exported, printed, and maybe stamped or signed by a doctor. And so they can export it, fill it out, and re-import it by dragging and dropping it in here. The other thing I wanted to just point out as well is that we do have the ability to create a mobile view of the portal as well. And so it's very important to be kind of meeting parents where they are on the portal. And so I'll shrink this down to kind of mimic how it would look like on a phone. And you'll see that it isn't drag and drop functionality anymore. Now they have a picture icon where they can take a cell phone picture of a document, and that would go and upload for review by the practitioners on staff. So they can toggle back and forth. If they're on their desktop one moment, they're on the phone the next moment. They can go in and toggle that back and forth. So let's imagine that I actually did, submit a form, or I added a comment here. I'm going to jump out of the parent portal and I'm going to go into the actual platform. So I'm going to type to search. We were working with Blair before. So if I'm a practitioner and I'm reviewing Blair's enrollment packet, I can do that right on his health card. So I'm just going to do a quick type to search. It's going to pull up Blair's account here. And here's his health record. So this is his entire health card and a number of different sections here. I'm going to focus on the enrollments tab down in the health record. And as I can see, this is the enrollment packet that they're currently working in. And here's the action plan that I showed you before for diabetes. If I needed to say any message, you can see this little plus sign. If I need to mention something like a reminder, make sure your doctor signs it, whatever it happens to be, or clarifying a dosage or whatever it happens to be, I've got these little plus signs in each section where I can add a specific question for that specific section in the enrollment form. So I'm going to go in here and say, please have your doctor sign, and I can send that follow-up. Now that follow-up message is embedded inside of the enrollment experience. And so now I've sent that. The parent is going to receive an alert. That's going to link them directly into the portal where that question was asked. So as you can see here, if I go down into my action plan, it would link directly in from an email. And here's the question for the parent to respond to. So you can have this ongoing conversation about specific parts of the enrollment process right inside of the platform. And then once you're done, once you've got all the information that you need, you can mark those messages complete. The other thing that you can do is the parents, because we want to, again, meet them where they are, we have the ability to translate the actual parent portal into multiple different languages. So if they're more comfortable in Arabic or Spanish or what have you, they can go in and choose their language of choice and can answer all of those questions in language. The other thing we've seen schools do is they can use Google Translate. So if they wanted to communicate with a parent using Google Translate, they could go in. Our system does support different language characters. So if I did a Google Translate, I did this earlier, I typed in the same message, I translated it, and then I copied it in here. Many schools will put the English translation and the foreign language translation in here so that they can, they can know what the question is. But this is fully supported within our platform. And so the question that you ask can go into that language, and then they would respond from there. So I think, Victoria, unless I missed anything, that's what we wanted to cover for the parent experience in the enrollment portal and the forms experience and the communication, the collaboration back and forth between school practitioners and parents as they're filling out paperwork, which is never fun. So we want to make it as easy and seamless and effortless as possible for your parents.